Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Great to have you here. First things first, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Boom, haircut, yeah! Finally had a haircut. Oh, it feels good. 5 months without having my haircut. That was a bit of a pain in the neck, quite literally in some places. Anyway, something a bit different this week. Some of you may have seen, and some of you may not have seen, but I challenged Tim over at Magrathea Builder of Worlds to the old squirt bottle challenge. So a couple of guys on YouTube have already done this. Gert at Dark Matter Workshop, Bill making stuff, and I think the John at Miniaturbis as well has also attempted this as well, as well as a few others. So I thought I'd give it a go myself, but spice it up a bit and challenge Tim. Tim's already posted up his video of what he's done, so check it out in the link below. What he come up with was phenomenal, and I'm going to show you now some of the steps I went through I used bottles similar to these. We only allowed to use 2 bottles, and I gave Tim 2 weeks to come up with something. We actually did it in a week, which was cool, because I think he needed a rest from a big build he's doing at the moment. So here's what went on. Alrighty, here we go. There's those bottles broken down. So I've got my main squirty bottle. Oh blimey, my main squirty bottle. I think this is the one I'm going to be using the most of on this one. All the spooge and gunk's been cleaned off by the stickers, so that's good. That's that. And then obviously I've got the second bottle, which is the hand soap one. This has had the labels off. I need to get rid of the spooge and the funk that's been left on it. Lighter fluid and a bit of tissue. Takes all your glue and your funk off of something plastic like that. Now, let's go on to the meat and gravy of all these. Now, all these were inside those 2 squirt. There's the pump one and the squirty top. Right, look at it. I mean, you wouldn't think it really that all this would go into some really basic things that every household has. I mean, it's crazy. And there's some cool bits, man. I mean, look at that. That's got to be some kind of engine, right? Or possibly as a gun. I don't know. Look at it. It's just so well detailed. Really funky shapes in this one here as well. This is like this reminds me of like a transmission on a car or something. The gearbox here, and then that would run off to the drive shaft and stuff. But so many great bits. Really, really cool. Look at this. That now look with this, right? Take that, lob that off, get that on top of there. If that's not an oil barrel, hold on, let's have a look. That will go, I reckon. Hang on, let's have a look. Cow sun, there you go. Look at that. If that's not an oil barrel or a fuel tank of some description, I don't know what is. Really cool. Really, really good stuff, man. Beautiful. Oh, go on, drop it now. That's not great. There's even a spring in here, which is kind of obvious, but brilliant. Funky. So what am I going to do with it all? So I think because I'm in me Necromunda head at the moment, that's where I am. Let's do something for Necromunda. And I love the shape of this. And also, from about here on, it's pretty much symmetrical. Give or take a little bit on the curve. So I'm thinking we lob this off. Boom, there we go. Leaves me with that. So shunk straight across there. I'm then thinking, what's left over? Split and split into quarters. Or split into quarters. I'm thinking split into quarters. And then take a little bit off the bottom. And I reckon that'll make a great bolt hole. Well, that way up makes a great hole. Brilliant. That'll make a little boat. And then this bit will go in the middle. Lob that off. That can go back on. And I think that'll make a fantastic bridge. Maybe that way. And then we'll use some of these parts in here to dress it up a bit. One of these round things on the front, possibly like for some kind of like porthole. Like so, do you think you see that? That'll be like a bridge, and then yeah, this has got to be some kind of engine. So that with like a bit of a transmission on the back there, lob that off, and then that would be kind of in there. It's quite difficult to do when you're also hands, isn't it? Like that. Anyway, that's kind of the plan. So, need to get this stuff processed down, chopped up and trimmed up, and also sand it to within an inch of its life, because this stuff, there's not many glues that stick to it, so you really have to give it a key. I've got a bit of 60 grit cheapo sandpaper here from the pound shop. That's just going to get all over, rough it all up. It'll take down this seam as well a little bit, but we're going to rough it all up like so. I think we're going to use super glue on it, but we need to give it a good old key. It'll also be good for painting it as well, but we'll give it a good old rough up in the sand. We may have to use a bit of baking soda as well to help along the sticking. So that's that. Time to get this stuff processed down and chopped up and rearranged. Let's have a go. Okie dokie, here we are. So, progress on the water bottle, squirt bottle build challenge shenanigans. Right, so, excuse me, I'm going to have to cough. I do apologise, it's very unprofessional. There we go, sorry about that. Right, okay. So, we'd seen all the fabulous bits and pieces that were in these bottles. I don't even know, I can't remember if I said what I was going to build, but I ended up on building a boat. Originally, it wasn't going to be this long. It was going to be a wide boat, because I kind of, you get the things in your head, don't you, about how things are going to look, and then by the time I cut the top off and split them down, they were nowhere near as long as I thought, really. So I decided to smash them together into kind of a very rough bolt hole. Now, I had to split one of them in several places to kind of give, there's still a little bit of a bulge there, but once it's on the table, it's not so bad, actually. So put the banding round. This is all from the plastic bottles. So it's all this stuff from the plastic bottles, with little, I don't know if you can see them there, but I've reversed punched some kind of rivets on the, that's what the hammer's for. So yes, I have used a hammer. Basically, all I did was, I'll show you on a bit of scrap here. So get yourself like a pointy thing. I've got myself an old blunt file, but it's blunted. There we go. Look, it's a blunted file, and I literally just put it on there. Couple of taps, bit of a twist to round it out a bit. Not sure if you can see that. You probably can't see that. Maybe. But yeah, it gives you... Actually, if I give another tap, hang on. I've been a bit gentle there. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm on camera. Let's try that. There you go. There you go. It's a bit better. So yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but gives you a little rivet hole, which is quite nice. So that was put round... primarily, I put it around this bit here to hide a very, very janky join. That's going to be... I'm not going to put anything there that goes on the table. You're not going to see that. And then I've just made these plates up here, to kind of hide the fact that this was just put on for hiding janky reasons, and just to give... And also really strengthens the whole structure, because this stuff is properly wibbly wobbly. It's all bloody awful, really. So that's the hole done, and then out of all the other bits I've been... So that was a boat. Yeah, so that was the hole done, and I thought to myself, well... So I got myself a boat. It's not big enough to be any form of cargo boat. So then I kind of thought of like a charter boat or a kind of taxi or something. And then what got me thinking, and this only got me thinking when I started making up some bits and bobs. So out of one of the internal bits, I made like kind of like a little oil barrel kind of thing. And then I made myself a little spear gun, which I was quite pleased with. So this is all stuff from the nothing else has been used here. This is all stuff from inside the these squirt bottles and these soap bottles, dispenser bottles. So made myself a little harpoon gun there. Now this fine stuff and the little reel. Now this fine stuff is literally, it's the internal pipe. It's this stuff, and all I've done is I've broken out one of my lighters. You give it a bit of a heat up, like so, and then grab it and just pull it. Well, that hasn't worked because it didn't heat up enough. Let me try it again for you. Never goes when you want it to. Let's heat it up a bit more. There we go. Pull it ever so quickly. Or sorry, ever so slowly. And that gives you a nice, thin string. And that's what that's for. So it comes off the harpoon gun and then it wraps around. I've wrapped it round. Go on, focus. It wrapped it around this little pulley system as well. So I made the harpoon gun and I thought to myself, well, let's make it kind of like, so it's like a Sump Croc hunter. So that's kind of the thing. And it's kind of like, it's going to give me vibes of like the Orca from Jaws, Quint's boat. So that's kind of where I'm going with it. Out of the top, where the spray would usually go, be there. I've made like a little cabin there. So one of the round sort of washers has gone on there to form a porthole. More strips of bottle with some rivets on it. Another one of the washers and a bit of the plastic to hold the hole, because that was where the screw element was. And then another bit of the plastic shaped, put on the back of some kind. I've got to put some hinges on it somewhere and possibly fashion some kind of handle. And that'll make a creak. Cut it out so this then fits in there and it hides this horrible janky join there as well. So that'll go in like so. So that's that. I've made myself a nice little engine. Again, this is all like the internal squirty bits. So that's going to go in something like that. And then other bits and bobs. So I've got myself a little crow's nest to go on it. That's been fashioned out of. So this is all, like you can see, this is the top and this is all the internal stuff. So that's where I am. Next thing to do then is obviously get a lot of these bits together. I've got to fill this hole in as well. So I'll use another bit of probably this, put some rivets on it, and I'll just put that attached at the top. We'll wrap it around there, and I'll trim it then to the size once it's on to give me a boat. So that's how far I am. This is another little cute thing I made. I was really pleased with this. Check out that. There's a little anchor. How cool is that? I really like that. So that's where I am. So the next thing we do, is get all these bits and bobs together now. Get the main build done, and then we'll go on to painting. So before that, though, I will show you it complete, and I'll give you another run overview again of all the bits and bobs that I've used. So let's get this thing built. So here we go, boys and girls. Construction's pretty much done, and I'm remarkably and surprisingly impressed with myself, actually, and this build. I love it. I must admit, when I first started doing it, and I realised that the hole wasn't going to be the way I envisaged it in my mind, and when I first stuck it together and it was all janky and horrible around here, really didn't like it. But in my mind, I saw it progressing, and I started getting the Jaws kind of influence, the Orca, and this is it. And I think it's come out really well. I'm baffled, really. I mean, obviously, it's a bit janky, it's a bit wibbly wobbly. It's not a highly engineered piece, but that's mainly due to the materials. It's the actual internals of the water bottles and squirt bottles were great. I mean, I shall definitely be keeping them from now on and smashing them apart and taking all these bits out. This is separate because it'll be painted separate. But that pops up in there. So that gives you the... Can you see the whole... There we go. There's the whole boat there. So that sits in there. And let's put it on the floor. It'll be good, wouldn't it? There you go. Put it on the ground. So that's got a glue on there. It'll be painted separately because I want the engine to be a different colour to the boat and stuff. So and the barrel will be painted separately as well. It's got a little barrel rest in there, so that'll go on in there. And then the anchor's going to... So that'll be painted separately, and that'll glue on the side there as well. But yeah, no, love it. I love this. So next time you see this, it'll be painted. Just to show you as well, just move that out of the way. This is what I was left with out of all the construction. So that's the top of one of them. There's a few bits here that, I just, left over bits of plastic and bits of internal tubing and stuff. I might see if I can come up with something with those bits. Not sure. We'll see. Perhaps a little lifeboat or something. I don't know. Maybe, we could do something. I don't know. Oh, look, it could be like one of those air skimmers. like down here, the old Florida Keys kind of esque. Well, yeah, I might do something with it, but there's not a lot of raw material left. But we'll see. We shall see. So yes, as I said, very wibbly wobbly, but that's mainly due to the actual bottle. This material is awful to work with. It's terrible. If you are going to use squirt bottles and spray bottles as a building medium, be prepared to sand everything. You've got to sand it. It just does not glue to itself. There are copious amounts of baking soda. You'll see all throughout this build. They've been out there. They're in there. I mean, I could lie and say, oh, yeah, that's added texture for when I paint it. That'll be added texture for the rust. It's not. It's to make some of these pieces stay together because they just don't. So there's a warning to you. But I think, as a build, I think that'll look quite smart on the sump in the underhive, chugging away quite nicely. So let's get some paint on him. Let's get some paint on the orca.
Right then, come on then. Should we do it then?
Right, okay, how are we going to do this then? Right, mine's on a turntable over here to my left.
Posh.
So I'm gonna take I'm going to put my hand over the camera now like this.
Look at that. Look at that.
Take my camera over here.
This is photo video quality at its best.
Oh yeah, right. You ready?
BBC.
Cool. 3. Okay. 1.
On.
2. Oh, 3.
Yeah. Oh, that's very.
Oh, look at that, mate. Yours is really cool. That's
it is. I don't know if you can see that. It is the orca. With a K.
Very good. That's really, really nice. Sump fishing vessel.
Well, it's a croc catcher.
That's bloody ace.
It's for catching sump crocs. So
that's really nice.
It was actual bottle shape. When I got the bottle, I kind of thought, all I've got to do is cut it in half, and that'd be great. But then that only comes about there. Hang on, that only comes about there, and I'm like, oh no, that's far too short. So then I had to kind of wedge it together. Of course, both the bottles do that. They go. Whoop. So yeah, I'll show you the making of the sausage here. Look, so I had to cut it, slice it, and get it to go together. And then I cut the process down some other bits of it and made the little riveted patches on.
But see, what I do with that
even the funky cable is from. That's just one of the toughest.
That's really cool, man. Well, you definitely win on using all the parts. Yeah,
mate, I try to use all the buffalo.
I've got I don't know what I've done with it. I must put the box back in the workshop now. But yeah, I've got a box of bits that I still haven't used. So because what I do with yours now is I'd take it and put a hardball base or a plastic card base on it and mold and sculpt. Scum water around the side of it.
I did think of that because that was the other thing was like, do I sculpt a bottom or do I put it on something? But I thought, no, if I put it on something, that's breaking the rules. I could have fashioned a platform out of the other bottle, but that would have meant me heating it and flattening it, and and I thought, and actually it does sit. So it's weird that I've almost kind of made this in mind with your table in mind.
Yeah, well, do you know what I mean? I looked at it and went, wow, that's totally, because I've got a couple of builds coming up that are going to be Necromunda, are going to be sump fishing related kind of like models, and that's absolutely ideal.
I mean,
that's really cool.
I quite like the engine as well. I think that part is almost untouched.
That's pretty wicked. I mean, I used my one of those.
That's just straight out the bottle. I think that bit's glued onto it, but that bit there.
Yeah, he's all one thing.
He's just one part, and it was just like that's a gift.
yeah, I've cut my one of those up into 2 bits. I think it's 2 bits, but yeah, it's I'm never going to walk around supermarkets and savers with in the same way that I used to now. I mean, I've always been a looking at interesting packaging kind of person, but now looking at those, you actually sit. Very good.
Very dread. I love it.
Yeah, well, that's what I was kind of going for. It's like
look at that. That's awesome.
I wanted that kind of delivery truck kind of thing.
Yeah, umpty. What's that? Like a chewit.
Umpty Candy is. There were stories fairly early on. It was a kind of sweet that, if I remember rightly, he says trying to turn the camera so it's kind of like flat. And if I remember rightly, Humpty Candy got banned because it was so highly addictive. In Mega City 1, they banned sugar gets banned because it's so highly addictive.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Humpty Candy gets banned as well. So yeah, but what I've done there, I've cheated there because I could take those labels off at the moment. I couldn't decide if I was going to make them permanently part of it or whether I'd make some other labels. But I quite like it as a model.
I'll tell you what, the front is very Tau Hammerhead.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean the fact that those parts have come together to make something, you know, that's commercially available. I didn't mean that. I don't mean that in any sort of negative. That's almost like, wow, you can make a Tau Hammerhead out of that and it wouldn't look out of place.
The top parts, I mean, the bottle I picked, it just absolutely screamed cockpit, you know.
Yeah.
So I kind of fancied delivery driver sat in there and the rest. So yeah, he's kind of up front and the rest of that is all just kind of like
that's awesome.
Delivery vehicle. But
I think well, yours is brilliant. I'm pleased with mine. So I think you've had a success.
Yeah, I
think that's a success.
We call it a tie.
It was a challenge. It was never a competition.
Mate, everything's a fucking competition. Come on. Yeah, no, I think the thing is in the end is that there's no point. I'm really pleased. I've actually got something that I will happily put on a table, and will appear in Judge Dredd games and that kind of thing. So from that point of view, totally worth doing. And for me, I've been so stuck in making this Abbey for Boroughs and Badgers, which has taken me about 6 weeks so far. It was really nice to do something quick and in a completely different world. And I mean, it was so from that point of view, really refreshing to do. So great fun. So great idea. Next time we'll do one. We'll have to be more specific and say we'll make a building.
Yeah, definitely. Or just quickly, I've even started a little captain. Quiz.
Oh, get you. We see. Yeah, that's the next thing I've got to work on. Crew and bits and pieces for Necromunda vessels. Because my problem at the moment now for what I want to do is I've got so many ideas. I want to do Lord of the Rings stuff, Lake Town stuff. I want to do Shire stuff. I want to do. I've got loads of ideas for more B&B stuff.
This is a sneak peek now, and my people who are watching this video, they're going to get a sneak peek of the after the Necromunda table. So hang on. This is, again, quality filmmaking. I don't know if you can get that in.
Wow.
So that is new Titan that just brought out for Denson Mechanicus.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a 40k one.
Cool. Shut up.
This is scaled up. This is what it will actually be.
Right, well, that's going to keep you out of trouble for a little while, then, isn't it?
Yeah. That might have to be I'll work on a bit of it once or twice a month.
So there we have it. The Sump Croc Hunter boat. Oh, as I like, the Orca, named after the boat from Jaws. I love this. I hated it. Don't get me wrong. When I first glued the whole together and it looked proper janky, not a fan. I really didn't know if this is going to work, but yeah, love it. I'm really pleased with it. I think what I'm most pleased with, and this is a rare thing for me. If I wasn't constrained by the parameters of the challenge, so only using the bottles, I would have procrastinated on making a boat, and it would have taken me months to build. I'd have spent time looking online for cheap boats to use, go around boot sales or flea markets, I think they're called in America, dollar stores / pound shops, looking for like a boat hull or something like a toy to modify. I would have looked through my bits boxes for, had a good old rummage for, relevant parts to use. I mean, it would have taken me a couple of months. I know it would have taken me that long to do. But being constrained, really gave me that impetus to get it done. And I love it. And you know what? I don't think I would do anything different. Yes, I could put some proper scale barrels on, but I think this works perfectly well. So I'm really pleased with this. I'm really pleased with myself. which does come across as quite smug, and I do apologise for that. But I'm pleased with myself for actually getting it done. As a lot of my friends know, I'm a real. They say I've got a hobby ADHD and I flip from one project to another. But so to get this done and completed in a week, I'm really chuffed with. So I hope you guys like it. I'm going to head off now and I'm going to crack on with some more Necromunda scenery because I haven't done a lot this week because I've been focused on this. So I'm going to leave you now with a little bit of blurb from me and some beauty shots. So you guys take care. As I say, check out Tim's video at Magrathea Builder of Worlds. If you're new here and you've come from Tim's channel, welcome. Really good to have you here. I'm really pleased to have everyone. I think I may have hit 200 subscribers, which I'm stoked about. That's amazing. Really pleased. That's awesome. So yeah, you're all welcome. You're always welcome. Every week you're welcome here. Lots more projects coming up, not just Necromunda. If you go and look at Tim's bottle build video, you see a little sneak peek of what I've got coming up next. But I'm going to do a video on future projects in a future video. A lot of future going on there. I may have to jump in the DeLorean to get it done. Anyway, guys, again, thank you for being with me. If you like what I'm doing, like, subscribe, and share. That would be awesome. And I will see you all in the next video, guys. You have a brilliant week, and I'll speak to you soon. You take care. See you later. So I've got the boat up on the turntable, just for a bit of some nice beauty shots. Beauty shots, I guess. Although this is a rusty old bucket, so not sure if beauty shots is the right phrase for it, but hopefully you can see what's gone into this beast and get a nicer idea. Manual turntable, I'm afraid. My solar powered one has busted on me. It doesn't go around anymore, so that's why you've got the slightly jerky manual turntable. So there you go. A very rusty, very gnarly, thrown together Sump Croc hunter boat for Necromunda or 40k or anything really. We could put it on our table as a bit of scenery, a la the sort of the film Cyborg. That had a few boats just strewn about in deserts. So there you are.